Hi, my name is Margot, and I'm going to be telling you about my literature review of sexual violence in the United States. So I picked this topic because there are over 460,000 reported cases of sexual violence every year in the US, and even still, a lot of these cases are not reported because survivors are afraid to come forward. And there's a large issue because there's a lot of lack of research in this area. So my review aims to reinforce the research in this area by contributing to this literary database on this topic. Meanwhile, emphasize the disparity of the lack of research in this area. So yeah. So my literature review starts out by describing some of the effects of sexual violence, for example, disordered eating, depression, suicidal thoughts, etc. But it also has a really unique emphasis on the monetary effects of sexual violence, which are not often talked about. So the approximate loss of money per individual rape victim is over 100,000, which is a ton of money. And also, it discusses long-term effects. For example, that those who have been sexually violated are 3.4 times more prone to use marijuana. And then I finish off by sharing some prevention methods. For example, studies have found that sexual violence prevention education lowers rates of sexual violence behaviors. So that's really important to be able to solve this issue. Okay, so the economic burden of sexual violence is scarcely reported on, and it's typically not written about in combination with emotional and physical consequences. So this lack of intersectionality doesn't really allow readers to evaluate the full effects of sexual violence. With my paper, I review all effects of sexual violence, basically providing a holistic perspective on this grave issue. For example, I discuss survivors' increased chances of mental disorders, loss of productivity in the workspace, which often leads to days off and decreased salary, pregnancy, physical injuries, STIs, and higher substance use. I also explore possible solutions, such as policies on school campuses, sexual education, bystander education, identifying flaws and supporting victims, etc. So thank you for watching. I hope you go check out my literature review, and I hope you learned something new in this presentation.